capacity. And in pairs. you would all rise, please, gentlemen, remove your hats and face our flag with the playing of our national anthem by the Palmyra Eagle High School Band. I would like to welcome our parents, families, community members, friends, and well-wishers to the commencement ceremony for the Palmyra Eagle High School class of 2013. Please also join me in welcoming both our superintendent, Glenn Schlender, and our school board president, Richard Keel. Most of all, I would like to welcome you, class of 2013. We are here today to honor you, your hard work, your dedication, and ultimately the final accomplishment of your 12-year journey through education. This is your day. Today is about you. This is your culminating activity. One final time to receive some education from both your principal and your classmates. And today you will not hear any cliche graduation speeches. I've often found it ironic that graduation speakers will stand in front of you and tell you to be individuals when we're all wearing the same dress. Instead, I want you to open your hearts and your minds and listen to your classmates. They will take you through a journey of your past and into your present. And who knows, you might even get a glimpse of your future. They'll make you laugh, they may make you cry, but they're definitely going to show you what lies ahead. And with that amount of foreshadowing, I present you our first speaker of the day, and also your class's salutatorian, Miss Jessica Roeder.
But I would like to quote him. Welcome. As you all know, my name is Jessie Roeder. And I'm going to be honest, I'm a little bit surprised to see everyone here because Jim and Judy was having some really good sales this week. Thanks anyways. So I'm going to get a little more serious. Today is the day that will mark the beginning of a journey towards independence for all of my classmates and myself. Over the past 12 years, we've all grown together, shared success and loss together. It's been a long and sometimes difficult road, but everyone here has raised each other up. And it's hard to realize that next year marks the first year that we won't all have each other to fall back on. However, all of the lessons that we've learned, both in the classroom and from each other, will stay with us for all of our lives. By the way, I lost my place on the page, so that's what that awkward pause is for. Today is the day that we make our first step into adulthood, our first step to independence. But there are some important things to remember along the way. Remember to smile at least once every day. Remember the days that you feel like Mr. B after the Packers won the Super Bowl. Remember to dare yourself. Remember the importance of potatoes. To a rural lifestyle, you decide. Remember that it's okay if people don't laugh at your jokes. I am that one. Remember to love yourself, because everyone in this room is irreplaceable. Remember that it's okay to be funny. Remember to learn from everything, even if it hurts. Learning doesn't stop once you get out of school. The materials are just different. I wish everyone in this room luck in whatever you choose to do. And congratulations, class of 2013.
That was very inspiring and very unique. I did read their graduation speeches ahead of time, but that one just took a little divergence. At this time, I'd like to recognize our students who have received some special academic recognitions. If you refer to your programs, you'll see that the school and national organizations recognize students for their academic successes as well as their services to the community, among other things. These students were recognized at our senior awards night on May 15th, and in addition to the cords, pins, and medals that were handed out, I have a staggering figure in front of me. And that staggering figure is, to date, based on the information that I have, our seniors have earned over $329,000 in scholarships to their different universities. I have the receipt, by the way, in case anyone was wondering. All right, so as I call your group, students, I'm going to ask that you stand to be recognized by the audience. So all students who have a 3.5 or higher cumulative GPA receive a gold cord. If our gold cord students could please stand. Students who maintain a 3.0 to 3.49 cumulative GPA receive a silver cord. Silver cord recipients, would you please stand? Students who provide service to the school and to the community and complete the specific number of service hours receive a white cord. Would all of our students who have received their community service white cord please stand? Students who received 28 credits during their high school career are part of the 28 Club. All students who have received 28 credits and are members of our 28 Club, please stand. Would all members of the National Honor Society please stand? One additional recognition that's taking place this year is there were students at this school that have participated in several of our blood drives, whether it was simply donating blood or organizing the event and participating in it. So the Blood Center of Wisconsin has provided cords for those students who have their blood drive cords. Would you please stand to be recognized? And finally, you've already met your salutatorian, Ms. Jessica Roeder. I'd like to introduce our valedictorians, and if you would please stand when your name is called, and if you could hold your applause till the end. Jacob Becko, Caitlin Rose Cherrick, Lindsay Lake, Megan Leanna, Lexi Lovell, Courtney Martins, Diego Villarreal, and Christine Watts. This year I have an honor, which This is near and dear to me as far as being able to present something that's given by the class of 2013. And this year I had the opportunity to present their class gift. Each year the graduating class can utilize the remaining funds that they have in their school accounts to designate a gift either to the school or to an individual. These gifts are very special. They leave behind the legacy of the class. And they demonstrate to our younger students the heart and soul of that particular class. This year's gift defines exactly that, the heart and soul of this class. Earlier this spring, one of our community families suffered a tragic loss, the loss of a family member. And while no gift, no matter how large, can fill such a void, the class of 2013 will be donating the remaining funds in their account to a scholarship to be received by its students who were affected by this loss. They will receive that scholarship when they graduate and enroll in an institution of higher learning in memory of their father. I would ask that the Newman family come forward to receive a letter of intent from the class of 2013 for scholarships for both Brittany and Eric Newman.
I didn't know they could make fun.
At this time, senior band members, if you would please join the PEHS band and your bandmates. The PEHS band will be performing, I believe, a very appropriate titled song based on what we've done so far today, and that song is Joy Revisited. So please join me in congratulating our band for all their hard work this year and the song you're about to hear.
Welcome to the job.
Thank you, Ms. Becker, and our PEHS band. At this time, I'd like to introduce our second class speaker of the day. The class of 2013 has selected someone special to speak at their graduation this year. She joined us from across the pond, specifically France, and had an immediate impact on our school community. She is both loved and respected, and we will miss her dearly when she returns home. Please help me in welcoming the 2013 class speaker, Pauline Lagarde.
Hey, what's up? The first time 10 guests asked me that question, I answered yes. Some things I didn't get and I still don't understand because I haven't been here forever. But I think in 9 months I got pretty good into the American life. Starting with gaining 10 pounds because of those awesome fast food restaurants, McDonald's being my favorite one, plus my daily cookie at school. American life also means sports more important than school. I started with volleyball, and I'm not gonna lie, I was so lost and so not prepared for the first game that I screamed the S word when I first missed the ball. But look at me now, I have literally become the loudest person, screaming and cheering for my team on the bench, like I did in basketball, which was a long, freezing Wisconsin season. But it was a great experience, and I'm so thankful that I got into the team, where I got to know Miss Morgan and the owner to get called Pauline by Mr. Spencer. Slim Shady from Eminem will always remind me of our awesome team. Being the homecoming mistress with Nick Lamb, the winter photo queen, toilet papering, and prom is something unique that I got to live here, and I will definitely bring this back to France. But soccer is definitely my favorite season because of our great coach, Miss Adler, the games which have been so fun, and discovering that playing soccer is the best feeling ever. But also hanging out with my soccer buddies, the most wonderful people I've met here, and who have literally become my best friends. Sydney and Jillian, who still calls me Polly D, but also Emily, the old sister I never had, the person that I am with 24/7 and never ever get sick of. Singing Wanna Be with her in the car is one of 1,000 great moments I spend with her. And it's so bad that I've come to a point where I hate being without her. I will miss the Battle family so much. It's already over, and I'm so grateful I did it. And as weird as it sounds, I'm so happy I came to Palmyra. I can't describe how upset I am to leave all of you. My daily life at school, or awesome French class with Miss Ainsley, the sports, hanging out whenever, watch Chicago Fire with Claire Sorge, you guys making fun of my accent, fighting over my phone with Christine Watts. Yeah, shortly the American life. Because today is the only day I will ever say that. Yes, Alex Kelly, America is awesome. But not because you guys helped us during World War II. And not because of the country music that still sucks. Because of the wonderful Americans I met here. And crazy. I've been so blessed to be an exchange student, your little puppy for a year. When you guys will walk past the plaque on the wall with all the exchange students, think about me and don't forget about me. I'll end my speech on one word: America.
Thank you, Pauline. I'm going to have to call France and apologize for the toilet paper. But as Pauline mentioned, to commemorate her time here at the high school, there is a plaque which she demanded we hang immediately upon receipt in the hallway with the French foreign, or with all the other foreign language students. So we will walk past that plaque every day, and we will be reminded of your joy and spirit that you brought to our school. At this time, senior choir members, if you would please join the choir. The choir, conducted by Miss Jessica Heiser and accompanied by Miss Cassandra Kolinsky on the banjo, will be performing the song It's Time by Imagine Dragons. Thank you, Ms. Heiser, our choir, and Ms. Kolinsky on the banjo. We've been very blessed and honored this year to have both Ms. Heiser and Ms. Becker as our music directors. Each year, a rite of passage takes place for the valedictorians. at graduation. That is the graduation speech. Thanks for sticking out your tongue this class. The stress and anxiety. What will I say? How long should I talk? Is there something in my teeth? All these different questions come in your mind. Sorry. The valedictorians for the class of 2013 have worked extremely hard, preparing not only thought-provoking messages for you, ones that will resonate for days, weeks, months, and maybe years. They have chosen to give their speeches in groups, partially for moral support, and partially because I believe that that defines this class. They want to give their speeches together. Without any further delay from me, I present you our first valedictorian speakers of the day, Diego Villarreal, Caitlin Rose Cherrick, Courtney Martins, and Lindsay Lake.
When given the topic of the past to write a speech about, I was very excited about, hey, how am I going to speak? I'll just put down some memories of elementary, middle, and high school, and that'll be it. When I began to think deeper and analyze it, I could see how fragile and how significant it is in our lives, and how vital it is in shaping us to who we are today. Every day for the past 12 years in our schooling, we've had to make many decisions. When we were young and in elementary school, some of our toughest decisions consisted of, what am I doing for research? And who am I going to sit by at the lunch table? And as we grew up, our decisions became bigger and more difficult to make. Like in middle school, for example, do I hang out with my Eagle friends or my Tomorrow friends? We also had to decide how much effort we were going to give to our academic work, because before middle school, it was all easy peasy, nothing super easy. But now, we get out what we put in. When making decisions in middle school, we will tend to follow the group and make decisions as a whole, and not as an individual. But when high school came along, we started to mature and become more independent, meaning that we would have to think critically for ourselves and to do what we want and what is best for us. These decisions also became more adult-like. An example is, should I get a job? And if so, where should I work? We also started to look deeper into it, taking into account how it will affect our schoolwork and interfere with our sports schedule. Probably the biggest decision for most of us that we had to make is deciding what to study for college and what college we want to attend. When making decisions, we didn't want to choose the best and brightest one. But every decision we have made, good or bad, big or small, they have all had an impact on who we are today.
While sitting at the lunch table with a group of friends in class, one of our favorite topics to talk about seems to be our past. We could get caught up all hour discussing the drama and pointless fights we had as kids. We could literally reminisce for hours. Just sitting here today, as soon as Diego said the two words, the past, I bet the memories of our past flash in all of your heads. And I also bet the first things that everyone thought of were the infamous milk pouches and the tragedies that went along with them. If I learned anything in high school or in school, it would be to always keep your thumb over your straw, and that liquids and plastic pouches meant for stabbing is a terrible idea. Everybody loves to think back to when we were little kids, back to when the Eagle kids, our best friends today, were our enemies. When we played a game called cats versus dogs, where the cats or the girls fight the dogs or the boys because the opposite gender had cooties, and naturally we hated each other. One of the hardest tests we had to take was a spelling test, but we didn't have to worry because the hardest word on it was beautiful, and we already knew how to spell it because of the movie Bruce Almighty. B-E-A-U-T-I-F-U. Along with the fun memories of our childhood, there may be things in our past that we may not like or that we wish didn't happen. But if we go back and change one thing about our past, we would be a completely different person today, which would be really weird. But for some of us, that might not be such a bad thing. We all are a sum of our experiences. Those experiences are shaped by us as individuals, but more often than not, the people around us have a hand in it as well. We've always been a very close class, and the choices we made together, the people we spent time with, every little thing we did as a class made us into the successful and promising seniors graduating today. For
For me personally, I know that without the close friends I had throughout supporting me throughout my school career, I wouldn't have chosen the path I took. I possibly wouldn't be talking up here in front of you guys today. But when thinking of our past, those memories of elementary school are on the surface level. We never think about the fact that each one of our life stories is what made us who we are today and who we will be tomorrow.
I myself have often been reflective of my past. Sometimes it's the happiest of events that shape who we are, and other times it's the most tragic events that we repress and want to forget when truly they have made the most impact on our lives. I have finally gained the courage and the strength to confess how even within these tragic events, a lot of good can come out of it. Back in middle school, most of you remember me as quiet and conserved. I built a wall around myself because I couldn't trust anyone. I had so much to hide that I didn't want anyone to know. I felt lonely and I felt lost. During this time of isolation, I had lost approximately 30 pounds and I was diagnosed with anorexia. I never meant for this to happen. I never knew much about eating disorders either. The doctor even said that I would die within a few months if I didn't change my habits. I never really committed to changing, but I was kind of forced to from my parents. They were as stressed out as I was. Thus, there was a lot of yelling, arguing, and endless hours of crying. During my rehabilitation, I thought things that no human should ever be thinking. So dark and daunting, like a nightmare, I'm afraid of it today. I even began questioning my existence. And then it happened twice in my life. Once on the 4th of July, and the other the night of Christmas Eve. I had attempted suicide. The things that go through your head at that moment are so extraordinary. So many thoughts and voices screaming in your head. Just in that one moment, from every rude remark that someone told you to every compliment you ever got on just a pair of hands. It truly is a war in your head, all dealing with life and all dealing with death. And then it occurred to me, what would the lives of people I've known and cared about be like without me? Is it possible for any of you right now to imagine me not standing before you this very day, right this very second, speaking to you? Could Sarah Rose Madsen have made it through weightlifting without me? Could Christine have made it through her senior year without me giving her answers to some assignments? Would Janae Easy have someone to jokingly harass in the hallways? Would Autumn Peterson have done as well in cross-country and track if she didn't have someone on the team to chase after? Would Mr. T's room still be messy if I wasn't here? And would Mr. Kilty have anyone to share group jokes with? And someone to complain about his organization skills? And lastly, would my family forget me, or would they be depressed the rest of their lives? We have talked about how the experiences of our past have shaped who we are today. I am living, breathing, walking, talking proof that this is true. As the majority of you know, I am always smiling and laughing, not because of auspicious bagel juice, but because it makes other people happy. I'm also a lot more obnoxious and open, as a lot of you know, than I used to be. I always strive to make other people's lives easier than my own, as the teachers I've aided for can attest. I opened up to the people sitting before me right now, and I'm now declared as weird and crazy in general, especially in the videos that a lot of you have seen, and in the 30-minute commercial video about Candy My Handbag. And let's not forget how I am a total party animal at dances. I've gotten to know a lot of you a lot better, and I really do wish that I had more time to spend with you all. Not just so I can massage Tanner's back or creep out of Kelly in the morning. You all, every single one of you, have given me courage, strength, and a purpose. For that, I am ever grateful. Whatever your past, embrace it today. It is a gift, and that is why we call it the present.
We all knew this day was coming, but none of us would have guessed it would arrive so soon. At the beginning of the year, we vowed for ourselves to make our final year memorable. In my eyes, I think we accomplished this. We won the parade float for 4 years straight. We got the privilege of having Fish as a volleyball coach, and we even did 2 senior pranks. Even though we may not always like each other, in the end, we always come together to make the best class ever. As the year has been winding down to an end, everyone has been getting more anxious to get out of school. We had been obsessing about starting new chapters, but in reality, you should be living in the moment. Who cares what will be all in 3 months? All that matters is what is happening right now. Let's all take a step back and live out this life of our childhood. Soon we'll be expected to get jobs, pay taxes, and start our own families. So we need to make the most of the time that we have left. We're kids. We're supposed to make mistakes. That's how memories are made. I want to remember high school and college as my glory days. I want to look back on all my memories, not regretting a single one. For most of us, we have strived for excellence for the past 12 years. Teachers and families have pushed us to be the best that we can be. However, that is all changing. We're at the crossroads in our lives where we have to choose to be either a child or adult. If you turn left, you become an adult. No fun, no games. If you turn right, you stay a child, trapped in your childhood ways forever. But if you keep straight, you keep a good balance between the two. Each one of us has to choose our own destiny. No one is going to be there to tell us what to do. Soon we will all be independent. The last 12 years have been preparing us for this moment. With all the knowledge that I have gained, I am choosing the middle path. I shall be smart, strong, and independent, while having fun. No one knows how life will turn out. That's why we should be living every day like it's our last. The final part of our senior year is so bittersweet. Don't get me wrong, I'm excited to go out onto Madison and see what college has in store for me. But some of my best memories were spent here. School is where I pretty much met all my friends. On the first day of school 4 years ago, I would have never guessed that some of my best friends right now would be my best friends now. We all deserve this moment to shine, to show everyone what we have accomplished. This is not goodbye, this is where I see you later. Graduation is not the end of the world, nor is it the start of a completely different world. In reality, many of us will stay in touch over the years, and some of us may even marry our high school sweethearts. So let us not forget where we have come from, but also embrace our new adventure with open arms. I send my best wishes to each and every one of you. Let us fight, win, and conquer with all the obstacles that may come in our way. And let's do this.
I don't think of anything that we could do right now that would be more appropriate than to pause and take a look back on the life and times of the class of 2013. I want to thank Michaela Mehring, Brianna Roller, and Heather Hansen, who put together the class of 2013 video. Their time and effort well spent right up until the last second getting this put together. So at this time, we're going to dim the front lights, and then we're going to pull the video up.